What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of 52 Books. Today we finish up the Lazarus Project. Yo, I'm gonna tell you guys what happened. But I might give some stuff away. Ain't no promises. But man, this is actually my first novel. Can you believe that? Y'all see the freshie? Y'all see it? Y'all see it? Y'all see the freshie? I was looking like a bum. Y'all ain't even say nothing, yo. How y'all gonna leave me hanging like that? Anyways, this book, The Lazarus Project, is fire. Last time we talked, Swan sent Billy Bob and Cole to go after Dean, the pilot, and David Michaels, the preacher. Man, so they go into town and whatnot. They end up finding where Dean works because he was a pilot and whatnot. They find the airport and they resolve that they're going to kill him the next day. So Dean goes out on his plane to go fishing and whatnot. He flying there. He goes on his plane to go fishing. And Billy Bob and Cole, guess what they do? They shoot down the plane. The plane crashed, but Dean not dead. You feel me? But Billy Bob and Cole, they think he's dead, so they like, all right, cool. They was expecting the plane to blow up. Plane didn't blow up. Now they like, all right, cool. We got to find where this preacher at. Meanwhile, David Michaels, he's at the hospital with the little girl named Gabby. Now, what has happened since then is they found out that Gabby, the 14, 15, 16-year-old, because they don't know how old she is, they find out she's pregnant. They like, yo, how can she be pregnant? She only 14, 15, 16 years old. So, David Michaels was at the hospital in Little Rock. You feel me? They in Clayton. They drove down to Little Rock to be with Gabby. So, David Michaels with his girl Cindy, they like, all right, cool. David Michaels dropped Cindy off at her office, and he's like, man, you know what? I'm going to go home. Billy Bob and Cole already found out where David Michaels lives. So, you know what they did? They like, well, he bound to come back home sometime. So, David Michael ain't thinking nothing. He at his house. He chilling. He reading. Next thing you know, bow. They lighten the place up with bullets. David Michaels come to find out this man was a Marine. Navy SEAL type stuff, yo. So, he get to the ground. And so, they lighten the house up, man. So, they think, again, David Michaels dead. But now, David Michael didn't think, oh, it's these two guys. It's these two guys that we saw before when we were flying the plane out of the pasture. But everything clicked to him because he found out, yo, my friend plane got shot down and now I'm getting shot at. There's only two people responsible for this. The two people that he saw when they were taking off the plane. So now David Michaels, he go back to his roots. Now he mad, yo. He mad. So then he's like, all right. That's how they gonna play. He's like, I'm gonna go exactly to where that valley is, and I'm gonna find out what's going on. So he get on his commando type stuff. You feel me? He go to the valley. The sheriff get him there and whatnot. He go to the valley. He hiking. He run into this man who is the owner of Finmart, which is, I think it's a parody of Walmart and whatnot. But he's like one of the richest man. Like, he's like the second richest man in the U.S. He's important to the story. So, he finds this man. He saves him because the man was like stuck in the middle of a ravine. And David Michaels saved him while David Michaels was looking for the place. But he don't know what he was looking for. So, the man told him. The man was like, hey, man, thank you for saving me. Da-da-da-da-da. Whoop-de-whoop. Man, aren't you going to ask why I'm out here? David Michaels like, man, if you don't want to tell me, you ain't got to tell me. Michaels is on a mission, but he didn't know that Mr. Finley, he on a mission too, to the same place. Back up, Cindy, she hear David Michaels about to go in and do something crazy. She's like, man, I'm gonna go and stay with his dad and whatnot, da-da-da-da. She go there, she end up getting kidnapped. So now I'm like, yo, what is going on? This joint getting crazy. Am I going too fast for you? This book is fire. She gets kidnapped. She gets taken to Memphis, Tennessee. David Michaels and Mr. Finley, they get to the house where the girl escaped from, Gabby. They get there And then what happens is the group out in Tennessee, the leaders that were in the dark, they sent 2 killers to blow up the whole facility because they didn't trust Swan to handle the situation. So these 2 guys are going there to blow up the facility. Guess who they run into? Guess who they run into? David Michaels and Mr. Finley. Not only that, the sheriff knew everything that was going on. Mr. Lawson, he knew everything that was going on in the house, and he did nothing about it. He knew they were kidnapping girls. He knew they were using them for a baby factory. I just gave away the end. He knew he knew they were doing all of that. That's where Gabby escaped from. They were kidnapping girls and impregnating them and taking the babies and giving them to the people. That's what Mr. Phillips, the doctor, was doing. That's why he was so profitable with his medical facility. He would give his patients pills that would not help them get pregnant, but he told them it would help them get pregnant. And as they were taking pills that were killing them, that were killing their fertility chances, they were brewing up babies and then they would give them to the people. So all this is going on. So David Michael girl get kidnapped. She's in Memphis, Tennessee. David Michael's gone to the facility. The group in Tennessee done sent 2 men to blow up the whole thing, but they ran across a sheriff who had a change of heart. He's like, man, I'm tired of doing this. I'm tired of doing all this bad stuff. I don't want this evil in my town anymore. So he gets a squad together because he followed the 2 men and whatnot, because don't nobody know where the facility at, but these 2 men know. So the sheriff was like, man, this is the end of it. Billy Bob and Cole, man, I'm jumping around because the book jumped around and it was fire. Billy Bob and Cole, you feel me? They go back and they like, yo, Swan, give me what you owe me, man. I done took care of David Michaels. They think David Michaels is dead. I done took care of Dean Barber. They think Dean is dead. It was like, man, just give me my money so I could retire. So Swan like, man, I ain't got to give you nothing. So Billy Bob was like, Billy Bob, the big dude, Swan, the little dude. So Billy Bob him up. Swan's like, yo, you gonna give me my money, homie? And Swan's like, all right, man, be cool. Be cool. So Swan's like, man, come back tomorrow. I'll give you all the money. So Billy Bob says, tomorrow, Swan. He leaves. They come back the next day. Billy Bob like, yo, where my money at? So Swan, he go into the safe trying to open it up. Billy Bob says, stop right there. He go to the safe. He opens it up. He starts putting money in there. And while David Michaels and Mr. Finley, they sitting there watching all this stuff go down from the outside, because the sheriffs, the police is now surrounding the house, but the 2 men that came to blow up everything to erase their tracks are now having a shootout with the police. But the first shot that was fired was from inside the house. Guess what happened? So as Billy Bob was stuffing the bag, Swan pulled out a gun and laid him out. Laid out Billy Bob. You feel me? Billy Bob dead. Swan turned to Cole, about to lay him out too. But Swan was like, man, you ain't really do nothing. And Cole felt like Billy Bob was just going to kill him on the side of the road and take all the money for himself anyway. So Cole ain't do nothing. Swan ain't do nothing. But they hear all the shots go off around the house. And guess what they do? They stay put. They're like, I don't want to go out there. So this is happening. David goes. They stop it. They catch the 2 men before they blew up everything. And David had a cell phone with him that he had contact with the sheriff in Clayton County. So he had contact with Janice, because she helped him get out there. So he called her and he's like, yo, everything's done. So she tell him Cindy has been kidnapped. She's in Memphis, Tennessee. This is the address. Guess who kidnapped Cindy? This man named Damon. Remember that. This man named Damon kidnapped Cindy and took her to Lazarus' house. Now, Lazarus is the man behind the whole thing. He the man behind the whole thing. the whole facilities. He appointed the group to take care of things, but he's the man behind it all. So now she's at his house, and Lazarus thinks Damon is working for him, but really it is Damon who has been leading and directing Lazarus this whole time. Lazarus just never knew it. He thought Damon was working for him, was his flunky, but really Damon had a plan the whole time that he was actually leading Lazarus. And this is what Damon said. Damon says, man, you think what happened 50, 60 years ago, it was your idea? That was my idea. I set this up. Then Mr. Lazarus was like, 50, 60 years ago? You too young to remember or even know what happened 50, 60 years ago, because Damon looked nothing over 30. So what's going on here? So now I'm on the edge of my seat reading this book. I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? Damon kidnapped Cindy to lure David Michaels to him. Now this is why. Janice had connections to Washington, D.C. David Michaels was technically, he was still in operation. He was undercover. But he didn't know that. The government knew that. He didn't know that. They play over my man's life, yo. A year ago, when David Michaels' brother died, David Michaels went to find out what happened to his brother. He found out what happened to his brother. He killed the guy that killed his brother. Now, the guy that he killed, the government covered that up and said somebody else killed the guy. Follow me. Follow me. That guy was sent by Damon to kill and lure David Michaels out to kill him. Why does Damon want David Michaels killed so bad? This is why. They're in Lazarus' house. David Michaels is going there, and guess who's driving him? Mr. Finley, who he saved, who told him about what the Lazarus Project is, which I told you, people stealing kids, stealing young women, impregnating them, and taking the babies and giving them to these families. David Michaels gets to the house, and the house is very cold. It's very cold. Understand that. The house is very cold. He goes in the house. Boom, he turns around. He sees Damon. David Michaels is not shocked that he sees Damon. So they talking da-da-da-da. And guess what Damon is? Damon is a whole demon.
He's a demon.
Damon is a demon that orchestrated the whole thing, and Lazarus thought he thought of it, but it was really the demon, Damon, who thought of the whole thing. And he a demon, of course he just took on a human form. David Michaels recognized him and said, why don't you just change forms now like your flunky did a year ago? So David Michaels, this ain't his first time fighting demons. Yo. When that part happened in the book, I was like, yeah. When that part happened in the book, I was like, oh, snap. This battle ain't flesh and blood. Man, so they get to fighting, and Lazarus being punked by Damon, he mad now, right? So he an old man. He busts out of his room while David and Damon, the demon, are fighting, and he lets out rounds on guess who? Damon. Bah, 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 bah. Damon is dead. Michaels rescues his girl, man. Everything is crazy. Lazarus gets shot because there was a whole operation going on outside the house that Israel was a part of. Israel's Secret Service. Oh my goodness. John Bayer. This book is fire. Ooh. Did y'all catch that? Bayer. This book is fire. Man. The Lazarus Project, amazing. In our journey of personal growth and personal development and being better people, I recommend this book because you see the power of a man who had, oh my gosh, like such faith, such tenacity to keep pressing forward regardless of the circumstances. I understand this is a novel, but the lessons in here of like not stop, and all this happened in the winter, blizzards. He wasn't equipped with all the stuff to keep warm, but he did it. I say all this to say, life is gonna throw curveballs at you. Things are gonna get hard, but if you have the warrior's mindset, the soldier's mindset, the Navy SEAL's mindset to don't stop until the work get done, nothing will start, nothing will end. I highly recommend this book to read. And as always, thank you all for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. Subscribe, please. And share this with your homies. Peace.